Hey everybody, it's Alexia from amysticspath, back with another video for you guys to bring you guys some more clarity. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. If you have not already, please make sure that you subscribe and turn on the notifications to the YouTube channel so you do not miss any of my content or any of my videos, tarot readings, astro information, tips and information, witchy stuff. Okay, now this video today is a pick a card reading. What guidance do you need, or what message do you need right now? We kind of have some tough stuff going on astrologically. Mercury has gone retrograde, Pluto and Saturn have recently gone direct. We have some tough squares going on up there, and some really stressful situations have been kind of triggered. So I kind of wanted to get you guys as personalized reading as I could. And if you have not tuned in before and did a pick a card reading, we basically pause the video and really center yourself. Feel what you feel pulled to. Is it group 1, 2, 3, or 4? All right. And after you have done so, after you pick what group or groups you are pulled to, I will see you guys back with your messages. Now, for my group number 1s, we have the King of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, the 4 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Cups. Okay. So what I'm seeing within this, guys, is that there has been something that has kind of happened, or some sort of situation that has caused you to stand up and fight or jump through obstacles to obtain or keep the level of security or abundance that you have in the physical. All right. And there is a very big sense of dissatisfaction that's coming in here, you guys, because of the fact that some of you may have not been exactly as secure or as abundant within the physical that you have wanted to be, and that there's kind of been a shakeup or a mix-up within that, or at least within the home life situation, that is leaving you more than, or less than satisfied, or more than dissatisfied, okay? And within this, within the 7 of Swords and the Knight of Cups, you guys, this is saying, like, wait a second. Like, we understand that you're upset. We understand that, as in, like, spirit, we understand that you're upset. We understand that you've had some, like, less than pleasant things to get through, or less than pleasant things that you're dealing with. But almost like this situation that you had going on, it was not all that it was chalked up to be. It was not all the end all be all. It was just good enough. It was just good enough for you to stay there and make ends meet. It wasn't all that it could have been, like all that it could have been, like potentially for you on your path, right? Like where it is that you're supposed to end up. And even more so, like looking at these cards, like the 7 of Swords is saying, guys, like where is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to procure? Like, that's the word that's coming through, like procure. What is it that you want to acquire? What is it that you want to obtain? What is it that you actually want? What is it that you actually want to chase after and be cultivating and doing in the physical? It's almost like you've, on some level, lost sight of what it is that you're supposed to kind of be chasing after, or kind of following. What is your heart telling you? Because this other situation, even though you're dissatisfied with some of the things that you have to do right now, if you're honest with yourself, it's not everything that it could have been, and it's not everything that you have that you had expected it to be. When we're looking at the 2 of Pentacles, you guys, this is a person that's not juggling too much, but is transforming things throughout the chaos and throughout this turmoil. And this is the exemplification situation of the infinity, or really just manipulating things and changing them. You might not be in a situation that you want to be in, but this other thing is not taking up all of this time and taking up all of this space within your, like, within the time that you have. That there is a need for you to kind of transform your surroundings. That what is it, like, transform your surroundings in a way that you're actually trying to obtain what it is that you, again, what it is that you want. You've kind of lost sight on what it is that is going to bring you happiness. What it is, what is it that the universe could gift you that would bring you happiness and harmony and love, and really being saturated within the feelings of not having to worry, or to just be fulfilled, to be fulfilled on a wholesome level. And what does that even look like? Do you remember? Do you know? If I feel like almost like you have lost sight of what it is that is, and that there needs to be some sort of reminder, and that yes, you're being pointed in a new direction, or there's been some unsettling or unhappy things that have happened to cause you to look at, well, what is it that is going to make you happy? What is it that you're actually searching for? Because it's been put on the back burner and it's not being looked at right now. And now is the time to take, like, what is that? You need to take the time and look at what is it that it is that you would want, that you want on a wholesome level. And start taking that into perspective and take that into account. Okay? That is the message that I'm getting for my group number ones. It's not that, like, you're being punished at all, or that it's another test or another hoop that you have to jump through. Or that, whatever is going on, whatever breakdown or altercation or issue that's happening within the physical that's causing you this distestment, this resentment, this irritated, agitated energy. Why? Like, not just why because of the surface reasons, or like or what it is, like, because, well, obviously because I need to make more money, or, whatever the case is. What is it past that? What is the detestment coming from on a level of what it is that you're actually missing? When there's, like, this detestment, there's obviously something that you're going to, that you're seeing, that there is, like, a glorification of what it is that you could have. What is that? Okay? That is what I'm seeing for my group number ones. Now, for my group number twos, we have the High Priestess, the Lover's card, the Page of Wands, the Fool, the Nine of Swords, the Hierophant, and the King of Pentacles. And within this, guys, there is a level of you that needs to listen to yourself. What is it that is best for you? Or what is it that is right for you? There's almost a decision that I feel like that you're on the fence, or like a decision that you might make, that you're kind of on the fence about, that is like, that you're afraid that you don't want it to almost be an impulsive decision, all right? And there's a level of what is it like, or almost that maybe that you're afraid that it's an impulsive decision, or that you haven't thought everything through all of the way. There's a level of anxiety here as well, you guys. And it may even be an option to make more money, or bring in more abundance. But there's this level of, unsurety, or needing to seek some sort of guidance, some sort of help, because there's just like, am I making the right decision? All right. when we're looking, we see the Fool card. This is showing that there's a new opportunity that you're kind of on the fence about, and it's like almost like, I would really like to do that, but will I be able to pull it off? Will I be able to manage? Okay. And we can really see, like, there's a lot of anxiety going on to this new opportunity. Like, you're feeling like your heart's being pulled back, but the change, there is this level of change that's coming in that's like, no, like trying to, like this cat's like scared. This cat is like, no, don't leave, don't go. And this is coming in as that anxiety. But what is it? Is this, and maybe if it's not even a choice that's going to bring you more abundance, and in the physical, as in money, is it like more abundance within the way that you essentially experience this world? All right. And within looking at the Hierophant, I feel like this is more so of like a sign that's saying that maybe there was a push to bring to clarity, to bring to the forefront of your minds that it is not the outward seeking of somebody else's decision on what it is that you do if you take this next step or if you don't, because of your anxiety is so high. It's getting past that picture of, am I going to fail, or am I going to be able to do this or not, and really, really trusting your intuition and really making this decision from your heart. And like I was saying, I think with the message, the daily message yesterday, is a decision like coming up that is from your heart, that needs to be made from your heart, and that you are within this, making this decision, that you know that there isn't any regrets. And within that is because you know all of what it is that you were leaving behind before you do so, and all it is that you will be gaining from taking this next step or going forth. You may be able to, or not even may be able to, it's seeming as so that one, you don't really need anybody else's permission or anybody else's say so besides spirit, besides God, if this is the right step for you. And listening to your heart, your own intuition, is going to provide your clarity within that. And that even if it's not a situation where it's very likely that it'll bring you more abundance eventually, going through the different steps and the different motions of what it is that this journey entails. It's also, I feel like for a lot of my group number twos, is that it's almost as broadening, this deepening connection within the sensitivities, or your sensual connection within the earth, within this physical world, within this physical realm. And even if like this doesn't always like completely make sense, you have to really, really, really listen to your intuition. It's not, and I think that that's another reason why the Hierophant card is coming up, you guys. It's not about the clarification from your peers. They're not, even if you're like, even if there's not unwanted outside input, it's like the fear of, how others are going to react, or, like just getting like, not even the fear of how others are going to react, but getting that validation that you're on the right path or it's a good decision. And within this, the Hierophant rules religion, and it's so close to God. And it's like, wait, you don't need the okay or saying that it's a good idea from, or like these other people to give you validation. The only persons or the only beings permission that you would need would be of spirits, of the divines, of gods, of your teams, to let you know that you're on the right track. All right. So you need to almost like, and it's not, and of course, like there's this fear of making this decision too impulsively, and it's really sitting with yourself and listening to your intuition. What is that telling you about the decision that you're coming up against, that you have to make, and where that's going to put you? Look at the variables again of what it is that you're leaving behind, why you're making that decision, and all like, and everything that comes with that. Doesn't mean that the decision making will be hard, but it is looking at everything, all of the variables before moving forward, because there is this level of anxiety, because there is this level of fear here. All right. And that is what I'm seeing for my group number two, is just kind of take a second, relax, And almost don't put so much fear into things of what it is that could potentially go wrong, and listen to what it is that your guides are trying to say, and where it is that where your heart and almost destiny is trying to lead you. Okay, even if it doesn't essentially make sense, listen to what spirit, your heart, and destiny is trying to lead you, trying to tell you, trying to teach you. All right. Now, my group number 3s. We have the King of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, the Emperor, the World, the King of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. So there is definitely a very big emotional review and release that needs to happen for my group number 3s. All right, I see you as kind of trying to have this game plan, all right, of how it is that you can get through what it is that you have to get through. There's some sort of immovability and almost not even wanting to deal with what is going on an emotional level. I almost feel like, all right, how are we going to combat or deflect this? But not in a way that it's working through it, almost in a way that it's just trying to defeat. There's a really big immovable and controlling energy here that really does not want to move, that there's almost a review of like, how can I put you back in the box that you belong in, because you're not supposed to be coming out, you're not supposed to be creeping up. There's this really just irritated energy, like, here we are dealing with this again. Okay, here we are dealing with this again. But within this, it's not trying to put things in a box. It's not trying to you're not supposed to be trying to come up with a new strategy to try to combat what is going on. There is a level of things that need to be ending, that there's like almost this closing up or like this tying up of loose ends, or this circle of emotional shit that needs to kind of be closed up and not dealt with ever again, because of the fact that it's ending. It's not something that you're going to be stepping back into, that you're supposed to be stepping back into to have to deal with. All right. So there's a really big energy of not putting things in the box, you guys, not putting things back in a box, not trying to see what category you can try to put it in, or what you can try to do to kind of shut it up, because of this immovability of not wanting to deal with it, being very stubborn and very stuck, you guys. Within the King of Cups, we see this as a review of having to go through things and actually see what it is that they are. And I know that you may say, oh, well, I know what it is that they are, but if you knew what it is that they were on a whole level, this wouldn't be coming up. This wouldn't be saying, all right, it's time for things to come to a close. So we have to really look at these things and part ways with them for once and for all, not shoving them down, telling them to shut up, but looking at them and part ways with them once and for all. It is a level of this emotional clarity of being within the storm but not within the storm, of being within the emotional waters, but not letting them affect you, being able to stay dry. All right. And this is just, and honestly, like, we're going in with the intent of no judgment of what has happened in the past, but the essential need that there is some emotional loose ends that need to be closed up, and looked at, like, what are they, and parted ways with. All right, for new emotions to be able to flow, for new emotional love and emotional harmony, and just emotions emotions that were stagnant, emotions that weren't moving. Like, after this closing up, after this parting ways with these things that you have to deal with, that you've essentially been running from, trying to strategize, keeping them at bay and defeating them, that you will feel alive in ways that you have not felt alive in for years, months, days, whatever the case is, however long this has been perpetuating for you, and that you will be able to feel things that let this healing water run over these wounds to wash out any debris, any bad bacteria, anything that's trying to fester, and like let it wash it away so it can heal once and for all. But to do this, we have to review what is the loose ends that need to tie up, even within ourselves. All right? It's not always loose ends to tie up, like you actually physically have to do something with another person. A lot of times this is, within yourselves. This is what it is that you have to, something you've been running from, something that you've been, and I don't want to say running from to kind of like rub anyone the wrong way, but something that you just essentially haven't been wanting to deal with, that it's time to really come to terms with this, look at what it is. And so you can be able to, and not within the intent to fall victim to it, to fall back into that energy, but within the intent, you guys, to wash away what is been an issue, giving it to the universe, giving this pain to the universe, to God, to spirit, to your team, whatever it is that you, whatever it is that you feel, whatever it is that you think, that you believe in, whatever, and ask for this healing of this issue to be taken away, for it to be finally removed, that it is no longer allowed to have power over you. All right, but to be able to get rid of things, we can't just be like, get rid of it, I don't want it, because then we're gonna have issues arise or come up within the situation, like, take it, but I don't want to do any work. The universe is going to make you do the work regardless. So you have to do the work regardless. So look at what it is. Where is this pain coming from? Why do you feel the way that you feel on a level of this particular situation, of what it is that you're trying to keep at bay? Because essentially you're trying to keep it at bay and control it because you don't want to deal with it, because there's, on some level, it is bothering you, it is hurting you to a point where you don't want to deal with it at all. So within this, you guys, you have to really see why. And if you know why, it's time to almost come and sit to terms with the universe, and to be able to kind of give this, to open up this door, to open up this dam of things that you've kind of been holding in, to let them release them, to be able to have good things and good purifying energies kind of wash that away and wash through. And that is what I'm seeing for my group number 3s, you guys. My group number 4s, our last group. We have the 6 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the 5 of Swords, the Queen of Wands, Death, and the Hanged Man. And within this, you guys, for my group number 4s, I'm seeing somebody who wants like harmony and peace and calm emotionally, mentally, in their lives. And it's almost like no matter what, like at all costs, that you are really calling in this harmony and this peace for your life. And within this, you guys, I see almost a really big control factor here as well, kind of like my group number 3s, but not as immovable. Within this, you guys, within the 5 of Swords, we can kind of see someone that is like, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. I'm just going to take these. You're kind of in my way. Get out of my way. Like anything that is opposing this peace and this harmony. We have this, like, the Queen of Swords is coming up twice, and in the middle is this, this is the 5 of Swords, which is all about, like, give me this, like, you're in my way, move, like, go, and like just pushing things completely out of your way, anything that would oppose this this harmony mentally and emotionally. By this point, if you've been following it for a while, if you haven't, but now the Queen of Wands is a very big pillar of strength. She is very strong. She is very strong-willed. She is ruled by fire energy, okay? Although she is very creative, but she is not the one that you really want to go up against. And she shows up twice, and she shows up in this way of, like, I want this at all costs, and I'm ready to ride out on that. I'm ready to go to war about that. I'm ready to leave you behind. I'm ready to kick you to the side because you are opposing this harmony, this peace. And within this, it's almost like there's a very big, fixed, faceted way that you want things to to look, to interact with people, all of these things, all right? And I almost feel like there's a big release here that needs to happen. There's a big release here that needs to happen, and it's almost as in terms of, not in your terms of control, because I don't feel like you're very wrong for this feeling of kind of, like, get out of my way. You're not, you're opposing my peace. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. And I think that, and I'm feeling like it's greatly encouraged. It's almost just this way of, like, the way she's positioning. Like, things need to look this way, be this way, go this way. Like, it doesn't have to be so rigid that, yes, that there is this harmony and that this peace mentally and emotionally that you're chasing. It's almost releasing such a big control. It's not controlling that you are, like, disconnecting with some things, situations, and people that are disrupting to your harmonic placements emotionally and mentally. It's releasing the control of, just because things don't go the way that you plan doesn't mean that they're actually toxic to this peace or this harmony. I think that there is some stemming issues from what has, like, maybe the type, or there's, like, stemming issues or stemming trauma or pain that has resulted from the reason for you to be this rigid, that kind of have to be, one, looked at. That's why we have the Hanged Man. We're looking at what has caused us to be so rigid and what that looks like, why we want to be so in control of how and not even so in control, it's like this picture that's painted, that it's an exact replica, nothing can be out of place, or it's almost like a spook to your emotional state and a spook to your mental state, that something is off, something is amiss, and that it's not cutting everything away or just cutting away ties if things don't fall in the same lines as how you pictured them, as how you've seen them. And it's releasing what is it that caused you to be that way, what situation or situations with people, whatever the case is. And it's of course, we're not forgetting the lesson. It's almost the pain that's connected to it. It's being able to release this level of control and being able to live life in a flowing, carefree way. And it's not to say that to stop that your boundaries are too high. It's saying that they may be a little bit too rigid. So your boundaries might be high, but they are kind of like they got barbed wire on top of it. And if you don't go over that wall a certain way, you're going to get cut up. And it's not even that that this situation or this person, it means any malice or any ill intent or anything like that. It's just not what it is that you pictured, what you foreseen. And that is how you kind of lose your happiness, because things are not going to turn out how you pictured them exactly all of the time. So it's almost being more open to change in in different dynamics, and to kind of lose that rigidness. Not everything has to look and be a certain way, as long as, and really almost honing in on this clarity, okay? On this clarity of what actually needs to be removed, what actually needs to be left behind or kicked to the side, what those actual things are. Because when we're in a place of being scared or wounded, that we can easily, one, get provoked, and then our fight or flight instincts kind of kick up, and that we get more paranoid and everything looks like a threat. So it's almost this review to release, to see, to understand why it is that you are being so rigid. What does that all conclude? Why? What is the, like, what is that desperation or that that really fixated energy honing in on so hard? Why do things have to be a certain way all of the time? And explore what that is, because you're going to keep getting let down in all relationships and feeling like everything is out to get you, cutting down possibilities that could be that you want but are too afraid to let in because of the way that you have been mishandled or mistreated in the past. And obviously there's a sense of not wanting that to happen again. But there's like really here, this is Spirit's advice, there's like this release that needs to happen, but you have to go within this space of stillness and really, really like an enlightenment to your feelings of what has happened within these situations with these people, of why it is that you're sitting here so rigid, trying to paint this picture of exactly what it looks like to be in your life. All right. And it's obviously like keeping these core principles, these core aspects that you know based on your experiences, but maybe it's lessening the barbed wire. Okay. Maybe it's lessening that rigidness that almost tears people up or tears situations up before it can fully reach you, before you decide, okay, it might not have looked the way that I thought, but they've withstanded all of these extra tests that have kind of put a toll on things, but I guess they're all right. I guess they mean no harm. I guess the situation is all right. And it's because when we get to that point, oftentimes, like, the magic is gone. It's done. It's not there anymore because it's been killed through having to prove itself so rigorously, so tiredly, and it's almost like this person, this situation hasn't even had the chance to do anything that they've already almost being punished for, right? And of course it's coming from this place of protecting ourselves, but it's essentially, guys, group number 4 is it's really going in and seeing why it is that, and again, like I'm telling my other groups, of course we may know why on the surface level, but what is that hurt? What is that pain? What is that, manipulation? Is it manipulation? Is it how you feel from somebody being able to say that they did manipulate you, or just from trying so endlessly, so tiredly of being in contact with a toxic person? And we know like that, like it's just been so much, but what's the core of it? And it's not always easy, it's not always simple, you guys, but what is the core of the situations? And like we're doing this work to find out what is the core, what is that core feeling, what is that core issue? Because if we have all of these walls up, not knowing what exactly that core issue, what it is, to the very bare bone, that we'll have a whole bunch of unnecessary walls or whatever the case is, when it could literally be like, this is my effing rule. You don't do this, we're good. And really, really discovering what it is that is, because and it's always like, oh, I know what it is. Well, not necessarily, because you wouldn't still be trying to run from it or hide from it if you knew essentially where it is, because of the fact that emotions are ugly. We don't always want to kind of connect with them. There's this subconscious block or buffer that kind of happens until we're in the place where we can actually release, we can actually be vulnerable. Sometimes it takes going and talking about it, using a mirror, talking, babbling, so you figure, oh my God, that's it. That's what it's been all of this time. It's not always just so easy, just so apparent to know what that core issue is that's affecting you, that's driving you so deeply. It needs to be shed light on, okay? There needs to be light shed. What is it for you that is making you so rigid and so controlling? What is that to its bare core? Figure that out, babble it out, journal it out, ask for the messages to come out in your dreams, all right? And then write them down when you wake up in the morning to see what it is that you need to release what it, or what, like, how, or not what is it, or how is it, or how do you need to release this rigidness? Where is it stemming from your pit of needing to control everything just for somebody to be able to maybe come into your life, or a situation or a new possibility to maybe come into your life, okay? That is what I'm seeing for my group number 4s. If you feel like you need a reading specifically for yourself, my email address will be down in the description text below this video. And I hope that everybody has a great day and that you have had an immense amount of clarity.